What is up, guys? Everyone here, bringing you guys my updated Darklord deck, which is Darklord Supreme deck. Now, this deck is not my original idea, it's from a guy. I saw it at Dark Arm Duelist channel, as well as he brought it from a guy named V, which I'll try to leave their links in the description. So, because I'm still learning how to use this thing. But, so before we start, I want to take 2 minutes to talk, because this video is posted after the recording of my Metalfoe Invoke deck. So I actually haven't been here in 2 weeks, to be honest, so I haven't had the time, but I actually seen that you guys are a little bit more, into activity in the channel, and the channel a little bit grown, you could say. Not too much, I mean, it's still really small, but it's a little bit of grown. So I thought to myself that in a month and a half I'll have a little bit more time in my hands, so I'll be able to open up a Facebook page and a Twitter page, and if you guys like this channel, like what I do, I will be able to do it a little bit more seriously. So yeah, I'll be able to improve my equipment and everything. So if you like that, I'll see you in a month and a half if we have a little bit more good thing in our hand. So yeah, leave your comments in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It's really helped me out and it's motivated me to continue. So without further ado, let's get started with this deck profile. So starting off, you do want to play Triple Shell, which is the best Darklord monster and the most priciest one for a reason. Shell, what she does in Darklords is you discard her and the Darklord monster and you draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect once per turn. You can only special summon her once per turn, any of the new Darklord monster if you don't know. And their effect is during the evil player's turn, you paying 1,000 and shuffle a Darklord spell or trap from your graveyard to your deck and apply their effects. So I actually explaining that because there are some people who don't know what the new Darklord does, and I actually met those people. So yeah, I'm just explaining that the easiest as you can. And then for other Darklord monster, I run Triple Nastin, because Nastin is your, what you could say, the easiest special summon. Is level 7, which is really good. So what you do, you discard 2 Darklord cards and special summon him. Again, you can only use this effect once per turn. Then I run 1 Amdusk. I really don't like Amdusk, but Amdusk sometimes is necessary, because Amdusk, what he does, you discard him in a Darklord card and you recycle a Darklord card from your graveyard. So yeah, it's a good recycler if you're stuck and whatever. So 1 Amdusk is okay. And then unfortunately I have to proxy, but I do not own one. I run 1 copy of Katlapoka, which is Teo Katlapoka. I don't remember his full name, whatever. His effect is basically he's preventing, you discard him and you prevent him his destruction and by card effects or by battle for Darklord monsters. So that's pretty good, and that's it for the Darklord monsters, like the new ones with that effect. Then we also run Because We Can, and it's a lot more easier. I like to run 1 Morning Star. Yeah, it cannot be special summon, but it can be tribute summon, and it can be used for my normal summon, which I don't really have a normal summon, so I could use it on this guy. Its other effect is when he's tributed, you can basically get Darklord monsters up to the number of special summon monsters or monsters you opponent control. I think special summon monsters. Sorry, I will read it to you guys. I'm sorry, I just don't remember it that well. Effect monsters, sorry. So if your opponent controls vanilla monsters like Metalfoe, it doesn't work. Then his other effect is you can mill up to the number of Darklord monsters you control. So if you have 5, you can mill 5 cards from the top of your deck. and you gain 500 life for each card ditched to the graveyard with the name of Darklord, which can be very important because Darklord can burn a lot of life points sometimes, so yeah. And then for our old support, I run triple Supervia for the Darklord, because when this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can special summon a fairy type monster, so that's pretty cool. Then double Zerato. I like double Zerato because he's a Raigeki, so I like him. He's pretty cool. It's another good level 8. And I only run one Archlord Christia because I don't like Christia that much because she does clog a lot, or he, I don't know. He is a good lockdown, but he does clog a lot, so I don't like him that much. So yeah, I don't like to depend on him. But if you want, you can bump it up to 2. A card I actually saw in a guy named, I think, the Team King of Games, I think, is a good card named Arcana the World, which is actually a really good number. Arcana Force 22 the World. It's a really good card. I am considering like putting that free in it because it's a good lockdown card, and it's have 100 attack. So I'm considering bumping it, like put it at free. So if I'll put it at free, I'm probably going to take one of this, one Zerato, and one other card, which I'll show you guys. But yeah, that's it for my level 8s, and it's really working well. And then for our Supreme King engine, I run triple Darkworm, because Darkworm is a very good card. It's just basically a Stratos and a monkey board on cracks. So what this card does is, if it was in the middle of a Pendulum era, it's probably going to get banned. But what this card what it's doing is, once per turn, if you control no monsters, you can put one Supreme King card directly from your deck in your other Pendulum scale, but you cannot Pendulum summon any monsters except dark monsters, which I don't care. Then, which is the effect you want to use the most. But if you want to, you can normal summon or special summon this card to add one Supreme King card from your deck to your hand. And if this card in the graveyard, you basically can, and you control a monster, you can basically special summon it. So this card is amazing. It just a monster monkey board and a Stratos on cracks, like I said. And then I run triple Gate Infinity, which is the most important gate. I don't use their effects. You cannot special summon any monsters. You control monsters. That's the only problem with him. But other than that, I don't use them for their effects, because their effects are interesting, but they're not the use here. Then I also run 1-0 because why not? You can. So run 1-0. And it does help. And that's it for my monsters. Now we'll move on to our spells. I think it's 22 monsters if I remember correctly. Not the high ratio, and it's really working well. So no hand traps, because I don't like hand traps in the deck. But for spells, I run triple Darklord Banishments, because it's your Rhoda, and it's the most important card in Darklords in my opinion. Then you want to run triple Darklord Contact, which is your monster reborn. If I could bump this card down to, like, 1 or whatever, I would, or 2, but it's so important, so you want to run it at 3. Now, those 2 spells, and even the 2 traps which you run, you can only activate 1 per turn, but you can also activate them from shuffling them from the graveyard, so you can get 2 Rhodas per turn, 2 Monster Reborns per turn, which are really powerful. And then for our draw power spells, I run triple Lure of Darkness, triple Trade-In, double Scatter Sword of 7 stars, because we have 7 targets in the main deck, and 10 total if you count the Dark Worms, because they can search. So that's pretty much really good. And then my special tech, I run 1 copy of Valhalla Hall of the Fallen, which is a card you can take out for whatever you want. I just like it at 1 because it does help in the sense that sometimes I break with a lot of fairy type monsters, and sometimes I don't control cards, so I can special summon cards from my hand, so it's really cool. Sometimes I clog with like free Exile or whatever, or stuck with cards I cannot continue plays. Like, it does happen, so this card can help you. And that's it for my spells. Now we'll move on to traps. So first off, for the Darklord traps, I run 1 Darklord Rebellion, one Darklord enchantment, which I think my favorite card in Darklords, and then one the escape from from the dark dimension. Now, Darklord Rebellion is basically a Raigeki break, but you just need to send a Darklord card from your hand monster. Both of these, they're what they're called. Cost is sent from your hand to a graveyard, Darklord monster, or field, and then they basically can activate their effects. Now this card is destroy a card on field, which doesn't target, which is awesome. And this card, you just take control of a monster until the end of the turn. And what's really cool, if you discard them and you use their effects from the graveyard, you don't need to have to use the cost. So that's pretty awesome. And that's it for my traps. Oh, and Escape from Dark Dimensions, because I have a lot of banishing spells, so I won't use that as much as possible, but that could be any trap you wish. And that's it for my main deck. Now we'll move on to side. One Gamma Seal, one Radiant, because sometimes I want the dark one with the ability also with Scare Swords, and sometimes I want the one with trade in and the low attack. I like to run 1/1 because that if you want you can run 2 Gamma Seals, 2 Radiant, whatever you want. I just prefer 1/1, and I know it sounds strange. Then double what it called Didi Crow to banish cards. Double Lancia to prevent to banish cards, because it could destroy Invoke decks, and Invoke actually come up really much lately, and they will become a lot more relevant in Link format, which I'm kind of happy about. Then one Raigeki, double Dark Hole for board wipes, double Twin Twister to field clearance, double Forbidden Chalice, and then to round off the cards, I run one Epidemic Eradicator Epidemic Virus, because it's if you draw up that in your opponent, you just what the heck. And I like to draw up at game 2 if I'm losing or whatever. And then one Torrential Tribute, because you don't really care about your opponent's normal special summons. Most of the time your field is going to be empty, so you can use that for your advantage. And that's it for my side deck. Now we'll move on to the extra deck. Now extra deck, you can put whatever you want. You can even put Domain Lock and just don't use the extra deck. But my extra deck is kind of strange because I don't really have a lot of rank 7s and rank 10s at the moment. So I am waiting on those. So for now, we're just going to put whatever I have. So one Zombie Stein, because it's a really good 4500 beater. The Galaxy Engine, just because they can help really much, and it's a good rank 8 engine. I would run instead of this maybe 107 but Tachyon, but I don't have it now. Then one Heretic Sun Dragon. For 10s I only have numbers 81, but I also recommend to run like Gustav Max and the Spiders. Then for 7s I have one Red Ice Flare Metal Dragon, unfortunately. Then I also run Odd Eyes Engine, just because I don't have anything else. And it's actually really work for me, even though I don't have anything else, and I'd rather have like the what they're called, the spiders. This is working really well when you have the absolute and negate attacks, and when destroy and can go to any of those 3, which I'm considering maybe take this one and bump this guy up to 2 for this engine at least. But yeah, I just love this because this guy letting you 3000 attack on board if you need it. This one getting you negation for monster effect in the battlefield, they cannot activate it, and this one is just tossing cards back to your hand, which is really cool actually. Oh, and you can use it for Dark Worm, because Dark Worm is a pendulum monster, so you can shuffle it. Is it for rank 4s? One Dark Rebellion, one Castell, and one Abyss Dweller, because we can use Dark Worm to do that. And that's it for my Darklord Gate deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe. I will leave the links in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.